Hi, I'm Jane Hoffer, and I am the CEO of Ohanarama. And you got it right. Ohana means family in Hawaiian. That's usually my quiz. People who have seen Lilo and Stitch know that the movie know that Ohana means family. We just launched literally this week in public beta, and I'll start my story really with the fact that I was born in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Why is that important? It's important because my grandmother, my maternal grandparents, lived about 10 minutes away from me. My paternal grandparents lived about 30 minutes away from me, and my dozens of cousins and aunts and uncles. We got together every week or at least once a month to play. And we were experts at board games, we were experts at charades, and so on. Fast forward to my children. I have three. And my parents, like many of the millions of grandparents in the United States today, have moved away. They moved to Florida. There are 70 million grandparents in the United States, and about 50% of them live over 250 miles away from their grandkids. Well, why is that, why is that important? Well, my nurturing environment when I was in elementary school was really the original social network, I call it, is your family. And that's been fractured, really, by the way that the demographics have moved. So 2 years ago, we started this endeavor, and we looked at the trends that were happening on Facebook. Older generations were older folks were migrating to Facebook to connect with their family. The folks, again, older folks like AARP is a great place for people to go and play games and to socialize with other folks. But we looked at the fact that with families connecting on Facebook over 13, they were leaving behind the most needy kind of group of folks, and that's the elementary school age children, the ones who really use their family to connect, to play games, to really get that support. So we said, you know what, we're going to go ahead and build something that connects and spans the generations. With our launch this week, we had some really great coverage in the press, one of which was Susan Adcox, who is the grandparent coordinator for About.com, and she called us the virtual kitchen table. She called us the place that now that when you think about ways people interacted in the past, that's missing. Liz Gannis from All Things D, actually, we loved this quote. She said that kids interacting with adults in social environments doesn't have to be creepy. So we think that that's got legs. So really what we've built with Ohanarama, and I'll give you a sneak peek into some of the screens. The network isn't as strong here. I'd give you a full demo, but at ohanarama.com, it's spelled just like it sounds. Ohana is O-H-A-N-A. R-A-M-A. You can go online, you can play around and such. So the way it works really starts with mom and dad, and they're the core of the network. I will cross over here to my screen. See if I go bring this up. So we realized, as I mentioned, Facebook is a core element for the family social graph. So we actually have a Facebook app. Let me go back here actually a second. So we have a Facebook app. It looks exactly like this app. So whether you're a child who is going through the secure website, or you're coming as an older person who doesn't like Facebook, or anybody that doesn't want a Facebook account can come in through our website of ohanarama.com. If you are a Facebook, if you love Facebook, we have a Facebook app. And the really cool thing is that we're a cross-platform. So you can be playing on Facebook a board game synchronously with your grandchild or your niece or nephew or whomever who is on the secure website. And the way it starts here, if you can see, actually at the bottom, it's a little bit cut off at the bottom, it starts with creating the family network. So we're all about control of who's in the network. Mom and dad decide who is in the network, and this is mom. She's actually a Facebook user, as many moms are. You can see we picked her profile pic from Facebook, and we create that family network. So the mom signs in, establishes her kids' accounts. We know what the child's age is by what the mother tells us, and that's important for us for a reason, in that we're educational as well as social. So some of the games that we'll talk about are actually tailored here for the age of the kid. So math games, language arts games know if it's a first grader, second grader, third grader, and we tee up age-appropriate content. Now, as an adult playing, fifth grade for those educational games is the max level. So in honor of you have to be smarter than a fifth grader, as an adult to compete against your kids, you have to have fifth grade talent. So we have games, we have the family network we established, we have games. So we are using games that are natural family social kinds of fun games, so things that people recognize. Again, spanning the generations is a challenge that we had to address. So grandma has to be comfortable as well as the children. So we have multiplayer games like chess, checkers, mancala, gin rummy. We have single player games, as you see here. And then we have this really cool thing that we call relativity. It is a family, think of it as the newlywed game for families. So you take a quiz. In this case, our first quiz is called Crazy Critters. Crazy Critters, you answer questions, and then you ask your family members to answer those questions. And in the spirit of a carnival strength meter, we tell you how well your family knows each other. So for example, on this scale, the granddaughter knows the grandmother the most. She is a family ace. The others are actually, I think it's clueless. Oh, no, not clueless. They're newbies. So it engages the entire family in learning about each other, and that's really what Ohanarama is all about. It's about bringing the family together in a very safe environment, spanning the generations, and really nurturing those children through educational and social games. We know that they're going to be going to other places, hopefully What's What Me, Togetherville, and so on, to play with their friends. Moms may still play on Farmville, dads on Zynga Poker, and grandparents, on AARP. But this is the place, and the only place for them to play as a family in a very secure and nurturing way. And that's Ohanarama.